All right. So currently, right now, I'm just gonna be playing player career, just my personal one that I play like on my on my time off. Um, Basically, right now I'm gonna be talking about my review on The Boys and on Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu. Honestly, to start off, wait, hold on, guys. Water break. Go ahead and please hydrate. I'm gonna hydrate myself. All right, guys. So, as I was saying, I'm gonna be talking about like my thoughts on both movies, or well, on the movie and on The Boys season five. I'm gonna start off with the one that's fresh in my mind, Mandalorian and Grogu, just because I just saw it on Thursday. Well, I saw The Boys on Wednesday. So to talk about Mandalorian and Grogu, um, as you guys all know, for those of you who've seen it, it's basically a whole bunch of episodes, like 6 episodes of The Mandalorian, just bunched up together to become a movie. Like, there's been many times in Star Wars's live action shows where they could have made them into feature films if they would have just cut some things, but they decided to make them series instead, which, made them have to add in unnecessary filler. For example, Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan would have worked way better as a movie. Um, but, they decided to make it a series. For example, what would have saved Boba Fett besides better writing would have been making it a movie. Because you don't really need to add in all that much. If they wanted to make it a Star Wars story, for example, like Solo or like Rogue One, they could have done that with Boba Fett. They could have also done that with Obi-Wan, because at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're Star Wars stories. They're not they're not part of the main line. They're not episode 2.5 or not 2. Oh, I'm stupid. Episode 3.5 or anything of that nature, because that's fucking stupid. But they're just stories that are happening in between these mainline episodes that would just make sense to become movies instead of series. This one fits so much better as a series, as a series. If they would have just made it into like season 4 of The Mandalorian, it would have worked perfectly. Because I found myself at multiple times just getting absolutely fucking tired and not being able to enjoy it as much as I would have if like I would have had those breaks in between. Just because the way it was like the pacing of the movie in general. The pacing of the movie is if it was episodes of TV, just all put together, which is, what makes it hard for someone to sit there and watch the entire thing and be fully engaged the entire time. Um, so pacing was probably one of the main issues with it, and also plot. I mean, I understand that Star Wars is ultimately made for kids, but there comes a point too where like you have to stick to the style that you had for the other seasons of The Mandalorian. For example, The Mandalorian season 1 and season 2, yes, it was still, because from what I know, it's a PG-13. Um, or hold on, I can check that actually. After okay, I thought I was gonna spoil that. Let me check that actually right now while I'm on the topic. Mandalorian. Um, PG. Oh, see, it's rated TV 14. And then let's see, what about the movie? Okay, so the movie came out and it's PG-13, but it definitely feels more PG than anything else. Like, yeah, like there, it's, the action for sure is PG-13, but I mean, like the dialogue and like the way it's, the way they're speaking, it's just very childish, and it makes it unenjoyable for us adults who are here to watch Star Wars because, like I said, Star Wars is supposed to be tailored towards kids at times, but for example, there's shows like Andor that is not. I mean, what kid is should watch a show where there's a rape scene, like, or well, an attempted rape scene, you know? Because when Adriana Jorna or Adria Jorna's character, it, I forget her name. Oh, Bix. When Bix is getting assaulted, they fully show that entire thing. Like when the man is attempting to assault her. So what child would watch that? And then also the Gorman massacre. I mean, again, what child would you know, what child should be watching that? Like there is mature content for Star Wars, and for example, in Clone Wars, yes, it was a kid show, but it covered a lot of hard topics. And what I liked about Clone Wars, for example, is that it wasn't just immature; it was still like it had its like one-liners and all that, but it still was a show that everyone can enjoy, not just a child. Like I can rewatch Clone Wars now and be fucking, entertained and not think like the earlier seasons for sure can be a little childish, but it's kind of like with shows like Naruto and Dragon Ball that like they start off very childish because the character itself is very young. And Clone Wars, it follows the story of not just Anakin and Obi-Wan, but it follows the story of Ahsoka, and it grows up with Ahsoka, which those shows I really enjoy, like when they grow up with the character, and since they were coming out when I was a kid, and I was growing up with them, it's kind of was perfect for me. But regardless of that, um, you know, I feel like with this movie they kind of just went back on like the maturity of it. They just dialed it back and made it very much tailored towards kids. I feel like that kind of turned off any, well, at least it turned me off. That I wasn't really enjoying the movie as much. But other than that, I mean, it's a big thing to complain about. Obviously, it's the plot and like the overall like dialogue of the story. But um, the when it comes to that, I'll at least talk about like the good parts of the series as well, a lot of the movie. Um, the movie itself, like production wise, is visually stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. I truly do think that this movie is go in terms of like for awards and like of production, it could win it just because the sets were fucking beautiful. I really enjoyed how they made Now Hutta look. Um, that one planet that it was like a city, it was like a rainy city. Um, it was like very like 1930s like style. Like I liked that quite a bit. It felt like Star Wars. Like honestly, it really felt like I was watching a Star Wars movie. Was it more tailored towards kids? Yes, but the set itself made me think. It like made me feel like I was watching Star Wars. Now, that's really all I have to say about it. Oh, and the action. I'll say some of the action was pretty good. Um, the movie at times did feel like it was just mashing action figures together in a sandbox, which is, like I said, it's valid because they're tailoring the movie towards kids. But if they would have just kept it a little bit more mature, like they did the series, especially the first season and second season, um, they definitely could have, they definitely could have gotten a lot better. They could have gotten better ratings. and overall could have made a better movie. Um, but that's really all I have to say about the Mandalorian and Grogu. But now I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about the the other big thing that happened this last week. The Boys season 5 finale. Now, I'm gonna get it out of the way now and give you guys my opinion on the Boys in general. I have seen the Boys since, or well, I've at least kept up with like what's been going on with the Boys since about like 2021. I heard about it in 2019, didn't watch it. Shit, sorry, one of my fucking curtains fell. Um, I knew it came out, but I didn't watch it. Like I'm not gonna lie and act like I watched like the whole way through. Um, I didn't have Amazon Prime. I know my dad did. And he would have just given it to me, but I just never really asked him for it, and I wasn't like as interested in like really watching it. But I did keep up with it because I thought the concept of a evil Superman was very interesting, and you know, I was like hoping to see like more superheroes that like caught my attention. And then when Soldier Boy came out, and I saw like who that it was Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. I didn't really watch Supernatural, but I know my dad did. And like every time like I'd watch it like just with him like when he was like had it on and like I'd be eating or something. Um, he was a pretty decent actor. Like he would make me like I would sit there for a little bit and actually enjoy it with my dad. But I didn't really like keep up with it. It didn't really interest me all that much, but his performance was pretty good. But other than that, when it came to the boys, like I finally started to like gain more interest in it around like 2023. And in 2023, I had like in 2023, like that's where like I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and watch it, and I'm gonna get Amazon Prime just fucking watch it. And I did. I did and enjoyed it. Um, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Um, yeah, I want to say 2023, but let me be more accurate. Let me see the the boys season release dates. So yeah, about like 2023 is pretty accurate since season 3 came out 2022 because I didn't watch season 3 when it first came out. And then I was around for the release of season 4 and obviously for season 5. Um, and then I did watch Gen V as well. So like I've been up to date with this, and I think Gen V was really what kind of like made me want to watch it quite a bit. Because I mean, I was a college student. Like I literally just graduated college, so like I just graduated with my bachelor's. So like that was a big thing for me at the time. Especially at that time, I was still going to class like in person, and so that college experience and like a series about college kids having superpowers was fucking interesting. Like it made me think about me, like oh, like what if I had superpowers like as a college student? Like, that'd be sick. But so I got it because of that, and then I didn't watch Gen V until I finished The Boys, like until I finished season 1 to 3, and I watched it from there, and I thought it was great. Absolutely fucking loved it. Season 1 to 3, absolute fucking bangers. Like I completely loved it. I honestly can't say I had any complaints about season 1 to 3. I thought Homelander was an absolute great fucking character. Like I thought he was super interesting. Oh my god. Sorry. I thought like Homelander as a character was fucking great as a villain. Like he was extremely amazing. Um, but yeah. Butcher, same thing. Huey, amazing. Frenchie, hilarious. Um, I thought Kimiko was a fucking badass. Like honestly, a lot of the characters were great. Mother's Milk, bro. Like goated. Noir, hilarious, bro. Like, R.I.P. Noir, by the way. Both Noirs. And the Deep, absolutely fucking hilarious because he's a fucking stupid like
Entramos en los
asshole.
últimos 20 minutos del partido.
Like it was fun. It was fun to laugh at him, you know. And honestly, like I love that show. The Deep Thoughts with the Deep is my favorite thing about it, and the Homelander memes. But yeah, like I thought that those three seasons were great. And then I watched Gen V. Um, Gen V season two
Juegue
was
bajo la
decent.
cerca en la banda.
A little bit of a letdown as well. It could have been
Pelota
better,
detenida y cobra el
but
otro
I'm not
equipo.
here to review
Minnesota
those.
Fútbol
I'm
Club
here to review the
acción.
last season. So season four was decent as well. Not as great as season one to three, but what I will say when it
Tiro
comes to
libre
season five
prácticamente tiro sin
is
problema.
that they did rush it quite a bit.
Queda 15
Um,
para el final del partido.
they rushed a lot of things. And I feel like, they were making fun of it the entire
Marca
season
Salomón.
where they're saying like, oh yeah, like finales are
La
so,
pelota la tiene en la parte
so
trasera.
fucked because, it's so hard to wrap the
Otra vez
storyline,
peligro de gol.
like that
Con la
like to wrap
derecha.
every single storyline up effectively and pleasing the fans and all that shit. And like, yeah, like that's funny, like that's a funny meta joke and everything. But like, you still have to deliver on that, regardless if you're making a joke or not. Like, you still have to be able to deliver on that. You have to be able to give us a satisfying ending where there's no true plot holes. Like, for example, the power scaling in this season is fucking insane. Like, how is Soldier Boy just getting choked out like that so easily by
Peligro que
Homelander?
va uno
But
a uno.
then,
Tiene
during
hombre
the
del
final
otro
fight,
costado.
Homelander is all of a sudden, like, not fucking, not as strong anymore, and he's getting bitched by Ryan and Butcher.
Cierra el video.
You know, like, I'm glad Ryan came in, and honestly, like, I enjoyed the finale, like, I enjoyed it as a whole, but I will say, like, there's a lot of things that are wrong with it regardless.
Continúa el juego porque el
Is
Villarreal
Was
está
some
dentro del
things
campo.
explained prior? Yes. Um,
Por ahí no la puede
but
perder, ahí no la
I
puede
will say,
perder.
like, there was a lot of things
Trágico
wrong with the
remate que viene
finale.
en la mano del
Um,
arquero.
I definitely wish that Soldier Boy would have been a part of it. Um,
Pedri.
I don't think putting the
Buen
fight
pase, promete.
with Starlight and the Deep in between um, the fight with
El Barça
Homelander
pierde
and
la
Butcher
pelota.
and Ryan. Oh, and Kimiko, which was also fucking useless, for most of it. Also, like, how the fuck did she, like, when did they say that she was going to be stronger, Like,
Va el
because
balón
I know they
nuevamente
did
para
the
el otro
testing
equipo.
for Kimiko where they didn't explain the science exactly behind it, but they did explain that, like, the testing, did it, like, whatever
Atentarse.
test they did, like, it worked and,
Hay un disparo.
it made
El
her
tiro sin mayor
now, like, have Soldier
trascendencia.
Boy's powers in terms of, like, the radiation and stuff like that. They never
El
said, like,
Barça
she
pierde
gained,
la
like, extra
pelota.
strength because she had been lasered in fucking half by fucking
Ahí toca la
Homelander
devolución.
before.
Muy buena
So,
defensa para que
the
interrumpiera un
power
ataque
scaling
que
is honestly
prometía.
crazy. And I feel like that goes with, like, both, like, Amazon, with, like, a bunch of Amazon shows. For example, like Invincible, same thing. Like, it is, like, the power scaling is fucking crazy. Like, it doesn't really make sense at times. But the the thing that really, like, fucked the finale was that they, some of the things just didn't make sense. Like, for example, Oh Father, like, yes, it's Oh Father obviously was gonna die because, they did already tease, like, within that same episode that, that titanium ball or whatever the fuck type of material it was is, um like, strong enough to withhold his screams, but, like, he screamed to, like, kill someone, so he killed himself, like, he got black bolted. But, like, what's crazy about it is, like, I wish, like, the fights would have been bigger scales. Like, they were all in small rooms, and I feel like they used up the budget in, like, other things where, like, they could have done it. Like, they could have made these fights, like, a better scale. For example, like, the marketing fucked it entirely. Like, now we were expecting for all of the, like, for, Homelander to, like, go be in space, like, be looking at Earth and just be, like, fucking taking over and just destroying shit. But he didn't. Like, the way he went out, beautiful. beautiful. Him being reduced to like a little, this little piece of shit that he is, like, yeah, fucking beautiful. But the thing that needed to happen was the fight needed to be much like from a much bigger scale. For example, like having it get out of the fucking Oval Office and go onto like the White House lawn. On the White House lawn, them like fucking beating the shit out of each other, and then Butcher finally fucking killing him with Ryan and Kimiko, for example. But what's crazy is that like or and Soldier Boy, it would make sense for Soldier Boy at that point to be there. Like what would have worked is if they would have had Soldier Boy and Ryan there, it would have been perfect because then you would have had like a true way of like saying like okay, well, like all right, like they got, they do like it does make sense because Soldier Boy does have V1, like and he does have super strength, like that's his whole shtick, like he has super strength and has fucking um you know and he has extreme like durability, so it would make sense like for him to be there and be able to beat him and like use his blast and shit, like obviously like if they would have gone that route, like that would have been perfect, like the easiest way to end off the fucking series. But instead they decided to go the route of making Butcher, Ryan, and fucking Kimiko of all characters be the ones to take him down finally. And also, if he was able to like get out of there during the season 3 like finale fight with Huey, Soldier Boy, Butcher against like Homelander, where they were holding him down, and like Soldier Boy was like getting ready to blast him, and he just flew out. Like, why didn't he do that with Butcher and fucking like Butcher and fucking Ryan? Like, bro, like he easily could have done that shit. Like, he literally just showed he could when he sent that dude into space. He said like, oh, he's an astronaut, right? So I sent him to space. Like, if he literally just fucking did that shit like 10 minutes ago, like within the episode, like why, like at least of the episode's like runtime, like why didn't he just do it then? Like that's where they could have made the fight like a much bigger scale. Like as soon as they decided they try to do that, he flies out, he fucking comes back, like they chase after him, like Ryan chases after him, and then from there, like that's where they have the fight happening. Like honestly, like the fight could have been in the air, it could have happened up there, and then like Ryan could have like brought him down somehow, and like fucking they could have ended up fighting like the White House like lawn or some shit. Like it could have been so much better, but they decided to do such a small scale fight, and it's cool and all because like the one thing I will say is that like his you know his ending was perfect. Like they could have ended up back in the Oval Office if anything. Like for example, if they ended up on the White House lawn and then fucking Butcher or Ryan or Soldier Boy fucking smacks the living shit out of him and brings him back into the fucking office so they can pin him down. And they fucking, they pin him down. They finally get him after they're beating the fucking living shit out of him. And then they get the crowbar, fuck him up. There you go. He starts being a little, they get that moment where he starts being a little bitch and all that, and like then he finally goes away. It's it's honestly, he gets depowered and then he gets killed. Like it's very. It could have been done in a much better way, but they decided to do that. And if anything, they could have done that. They could have ended the series in season 3 and then made season 4 and like season 5, like while Butcher just going apeshit. Like there's so many ways they could have done this series justice, but they decided to add in like unnecessary shit. Like why the fuck did we spend a whole minute with two characters like I get the joke, but like with two characters who are fucking and like they're supposed to be Dog Knot and She Lion, um like just watching them fucking sniff each other's asses and talk about like what they've just fucking ate for lunch. Like, did we really need to spend a whole minute on that? Like on the finale season? when you still have so much to do. Like it's crazy. You know, they definitely could have, if anything, also like they could have put at least gave an extra season of the series if they were gonna do it this way. Like it's it's perfectly fine. Like just if anything, just give us more of the boys. Like you have more money to make that way. But they had to rush it, and that's the thing too. Like Eric Kripke is not one to know how to, or I can't forget who's the one that did fucking Supernatural. That's on the boys. It might be Eric Kripke, but whoever is in charge of that, like they were supposed to end at 5 seasons as well, and they ended up going for 15. So imagine how it's gonna be for you know or somewhere on that line. Like I said, I didn't watch Supernatural, but they ended up going for like a fuck ton of seasons more, and like obviously it could have happened like that way again, and it would have worked out for them, but they decided not to, and they rushed it, and it didn't turn out as well as they thought it would. But I will say, Huey and Butcher's fight, Chef's Kiss, fucking masterpiece. Lenny, being shown and you know literally looking exactly like Huey. Butcher's face, fucking becoming like getting all soft and sad. Like oh like what have I done? Like now I'm just like my father. Like that realization like he had like and where he stopped like stop pushing the trigger. Hold on. Okay, there you go. He stopped pushing the trigger. Like you can tell like it truly hit him. Like it truly hit him. Like holy shit! Like I'm acting exactly like my father or worse. Because now he's doing it on a global scale. And but it's he honestly I feel like he just did it mainly to take mainly to get Huey to finally kill him. I mean Butcher knew like as soon as he lost Terror and Ryan didn't want to go with him, like he really had no one left. Like the only thing he had that's close to Becca, and his wife, like that anything that reminded him of that is was just Ryan. And Ryan said he would never see him again, and then fucking Terror died. So he basically fucking lost everything, and he lost his purpose nonetheless too, with finally getting to kill Homelander. Like yes, the mission was fulfilled, and finally he's happy, but you know you spent like that's the thing about revenge is that you spend so much time trying to get it that once you finally do, like you're just stuck and you don't know what else to do. So that's why like it's just it's revenge is never the answer for things. And that's the one thing that this show is trying to portray is that like yes, although Butcher did a good thing by getting rid of Homelander because Homelander had to go, but you know he still did it with the intent of getting revenge, not with doing it for the right thing. Just to do the right thing. For example, Huey was doing it just like at first, he was doing it out of revenge for for revenge for Robin to get A Train, right? But as soon as like him and A Train like, you know, had that moment together, where like it was like, hey, like, I forgive you, like I truly do forgive you, and it's I'm done fighting for to like get revenge on Suits because you killed Robin. Like now he was doing it to for the right to just to do the right thing and get rid of an evil person such as Homelander and the one evil organization such as Vought. But yeah, honestly, that's the thing about this series is that although it had great writing at certain times, some parts were peak. Like, although some people didn't really enjoy Starlight's moment with her dad, like I really did. Um, I think it really adds some depth to her character, and it builds on one of the main characters in the show. So there's that, and I think the moments where they did show Butcher's and Huey's relationship, they were great, but they did sideline that shit quite a bit, which is honestly its kryptonite is
Nos
that like
metemos
it
en la
tried to
segunda
fit
parte del
so
partido
much things that it
intentando
sidelined
sumar
one of the
goles. El
main
segundo
things of the
tiempo
show that
estaremos
was that makes it great is Butcher's relationship with Huey and how they and how they just go through their lives,
Robin
while they're
Lederman,
trying to stop Homelander.
Carlos Martín.
And
Ahí
honestly,
está Lederman.
I think that the series could have ended on better notes. I think
Robin
the
Lederman.
season 5 is
Ahora saque
definitely
de
its
banda. Este
weakest
equipo no está
season.
aflojando para
I
nada.
wouldn't say it's
Hay
nowhere
sustituciones
near the
del Atleti.
quality of season 1. Um, so well, season 1 to 3, because
Lamine
season
Yamal.
2 and 3 were absolute fucking masterpieces.
Se ha quedado sin
But
el balón el cuádruple.
it's just sad to see that
Hace rato que en el mundillo del fútbol
the
estábamos
show has
hablando de este
really
tema, Mario, y es que un
gone
fichaje
the
que
way it did,
tanto club como
or it went the way
jugador
it did.
necesitaban, la
Um,
noticia ya se puede confirmar.
like another
Sí,
gripe I
realmente
have.
ningún
That's not
equipo
the final episode,
puede
but
darse el lujo de rechazar jugadores.
the episode where he gets fucking B1. Um, like they do it just because of
Puede avance de
like
Cisco.
because for
Se
love,
asoma por
like
ese
oh it's what Clara would have wanted. Like I don't think that is really
doble ventaja
a
y casi
great
manda lo contrario.
way, like a great motivation. Like it's really out of character for Soldier Boy. And I know that that's what they're trying to say, like, oh, love is unpredictable and all that shit. But like, yeah, I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Um, I think if Homelander like would have
Se va.
fought with Soldier
Se pone
Boy,
3-1.
then that would have been like a much
Thiago
better. Or like
Almada.
if he would have tried to fight like Bombsight, for example, like during that, like that would have been fine. Because then you introduce Bombsight and you actually give him something to fucking do instead of just a small little like fight. And like if they're trying to get us, I understand they're trying to get us like interested for Vought
El
Rising,
balón del
because they're trying to
Atleti.
keep the fucking VCU going, unironically creating the one thing that they were making fun of, by the way. It's just because they're trying to keep the fucking VCU going by doing a
Robin
prequel.
Lederman.
They gotta
Ahí está Lederman.
they gotta do
El doble.
the whole what's it called?
Kulusevski.
Uh, like they gotta do the whole introduction
A ver qué
for
nos
like the new
dejan estos últimos
characters.
30
Well,
minutos de
mainly just
partido.
Bombsight and
Buena forma
more
de
Soldier
cortar el
Boy, and
ataque.
then talking more about Clara, which is Stormfront
Sabarni.
slash Liberty. Like
Kulusevski.
it's kind of stupid overall. Honestly, I just wish they would have done much better with that season. But that
Toca la
those are
persona
my
que tiene
thoughts
apoyo la
on
pelota.
Primero
season
hay que
five
empezar, después
of The
recibir la pelota
Boys
y
and
después
Mandalorian and
después
Grogu.
todo alrededor.
Um, I'll go ahead and let you guys see like the last bit of this game
Har Casado. Tremendo balón
while
teledirigido.
I do it just because I know it's a cup final. I'm currently fucking smashing Atletico Madrid. I am a Barca fan, so
Kulusevski.
I made sure to get my player to go to
Kulusevski.
Barca. First chance I got. I put him in San Diego FC at first.
Thiago Almada.
A couple other random teams.
Dejan
Now I'm here.
Kulusevski.
Fuck.
Ahí se le ve tocado. Quizás tendría que pedir el cambio.
Oh, and I did Bayern as well. That
Anda
shit was
regalón
fun.
en los colchoneros.
I love career mode. Like
Lo
after a
hace para
couple seasons, like
buscarla.
it just because of the amount of random transfers.
Peligro para esa jugada.
Like it does. It just kind of makes me laugh. Like for some reason, fucking Seshko is on here. Oh, oh,
Atento que ahí tiene chance.
shoot that.
Y lo aleja de la línea de gol sin problemas.
Oh my god.
¿Qué se puede decir de este Barcelona?
Icky
Cuando
ball.
las cosas le salen
There you
bien,
go.
es un equipo que marca goles
Fuck.
de todos los colores.
Estamos en los 75 de tiempo corrido. Perdió el
Yes.
balón el Atleti. Metiéndose en zona de peligro este el Barça. Atento con esto que puede venir gol.
Fuck.
Enorme recuperación.
Come on. Jesus.
Thiago Almada.
God damn it.
Kulusevski. Mira qué bien cómo sacó la pelota.
Oh, and by the way, guys, actually, while I'm
Se
still
abre bien por
recording,
el costado
because
para hacer
I am
opciones.
gonna post all this. I
Buena
I
manera de
want
cortar esa
I want you
pelota.
guys to put in like the
Ataque
comments if you guys want
prometía,
me to play any other
pero
games.
le cerró la
I am
puerta.
currently downloading the Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark
Fue
Knight,
ganando un mínimo
or
de
whatever the fuck
espacio.
it's called. But downloading that, like the new Lego Batman game.
Y la
So I'll be
reconoce
uploading
muy
that
bien
as
en
like a
la línea de
series as
pase.
well. Um, I'll be streaming it and just like uploading it. I won't be editing it or anything of that nature. I'll just
Esto
post
tiene
like
potencial.
the hour fucking clips, and you guys can
Está
watch.
tremendo el cochinero.
I will be doing a lot of grinding, and during that time, like if you guys want to watch it, like I will put in the title if it's like a grind
Ahí
episode or
tiene
if
por
it's like
dónde
more
ir
of
por la banda.
like a story mission,
Ha
and
pegado
that
la
way, like
pelota.
if
El
you
defensor
want to
se la
watch it, you
jugó.
can. If you don't, just don't.
Se
Then
vienen
watch the next
pendientes del
one,
Barcelona.
or like you can
Porque
skip
saben
forward
de su
until like
equipo.
I do like the story stuff. Um, or if it's like a middle of both, like I'll put a slash or whatever.
Y ahí
I
nomás
don't
el
know. Like
arranque de una
that's
nueva
just
jugada.
something I've been thinking about. Probably gonna
Le van a
post
sumar
that like
un
starting
minuto
like
al tiempo
tomorrow or like
reglamentario.
on Monday. Um, Oi!
Ahí está,
I
se
wanted to see how you go for
terminó
it,
el
but yeah.
partido. El cuerpo arbitral casi
Well,
oficializa
I
que este
think my
equipo ha
player
conseguido un
got. I
trofeo.
think we won the
Bueno,
Super
recibir un
Copa.
premio
I
a
don't
todo
know.
lo
I
que
don't
has
know if
hecho
it's
me parece muy
this
bien,
is a final
pero
one.
todavía queda mucho, ¿eh?
Esperemos que lo que se viene sea
A ver
tan
si se ganó o no.
emocionante como lo que se ha visto hasta acá en esta temporada.
So did we win the cup?
Y
Or
aquí
no?
está
Oh
el
yeah, we did.
momento
Okay,
que
there you go.
esperábamos, la entrega del
Hell yeah!
trofeo
I'll
para
let you
este
guys see
grupo que se
the
arranca el
celebration.
alma partido a
I'm gonna try and
partido
stay
para
on
llegar a lo
Barca
más
until they make me
alto en esta
captain.
temporada.
Si este equipo el día de hoy sigue manteniendo este nivel,
That way my
te
player can
digo que
retire. You
vamos a
see, like
hablar
Kimmich is
mucho
on
tiempo de
fucking
ellos. Nos
Barca.
queda
Like
todavía
who'd have thought?
mucho
Like
fútbol por
honestly,
ver.
Kimmich on Barca would be absolutely
Y
insane
les
though.
va a
Like
dar
I
un
love
impulso
Kimmich on
todavía
Barca.
más fuerte, uno que necesitan para enfrentarse a lo que queda.
And look at that. What a fucking thing to see. Barca winning the Super Copa. Let's go. Saying that always happens regardless, but let's go.
Te diría, María,
Hell
que una
yeah.
descripción
Look at
gráfica,
that. Look at
qué
the
alegría
scenes.
queda en esa foto.
Lo que pasa es que esto todo alegría en este momento, Fernando. Es un momento único. A
Oof.
partir de mañana va a ser
Supercopa
una realidad y lo
champions.
mirarán con otros ojos diferentes.
Alpa Atleti mis huevos. And well, there you go, guys. That will be it for today. I'll go ahead and upload this same day as a stream if you guys were watching the stream. And have a great day and take care. Bye bye.